come again. We smile, the sun look away and disappear. If the seasons never changed, would the leaves hang on a little longer? Would they never fall? Would they stay and stay the same? Do you feel alive in an angry sea, like a raging bull that starts to bleed and it drifts down in your eyes? Do you feel free? When the waters roar, honey, we make love to the sound of the crashing waves as we go down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Canopy Music Theater. My name is Josh. I'm your host for the evening, and you are at a concert. Can you believe it? So we are, of course, here to support live music, to make sure that music comes back in Toronto stronger than ever. So if you're watching at home or you're watching here in the theater, we, of course, want you to be generous to our musicians. So please support, whether it's in cash or via e-transfer. We really appreciate it, and so do our artists. We want to give a shout-out to a couple sponsors. First out, we want to shout out to Dr. Copy. They do all our printing for us so that we can advertise to the neighborhood. We also want to thank the Lewis family for helping us fund some of that advertising. We really appreciate it. We want to give the shout-out to O Liberté Boots, handmade Canadian boots here in Canada. And on that note, they also make this great product called Gorilla Wax. It's great for protecting leather. It's also so natural that you can use it for lip gloss as well. But yeah, I know, right? So if you guys all look under your seats right now, what? You get a tube of Gorilla Wax. Yeah. I would recommend either pick, use it for shoe polish or lip gloss. I wouldn't do both. Funny flavors. So yeah, thank you so much, O Liberté Boots, for sponsoring our shows. Now, I would like to give a warm welcome. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Aysanabee.
Hey, how's everybody doing? So yeah, this is my first live music show in Toronto since, for too long. And I see a lot of familiar faces, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I was putting together a set list, and I was wondering what I'd play for you guys. I got some new songs, I got some old songs, but I was trying to think of some happy songs. I think me and Rich actually we set up a speaker by the beach a couple of weeks back, and we played some songs. And this one volleyball player ran up. And she ran up, super excited, and she's like, "Hey, I got a request." And I was like, "Yeah, sure thing." And she's like, "Can you play something upbeat?" So I just passed the guitar to Rich. I was like, "No, he can. He's the jukebox." So I do have one older, happier song that I'm gonna play, and then that's downhill from there. So. So this is a song I wrote called Dreamcatcher. I learned to play guitar, and I moved out of my mom's house into the backyard in this camper because I was so nervous to play. And I remember we didn't have like TV or anything like that, so I just learned to play guitar. It was like the one thing that kind of kept me occupied. And I remember I was at a friend's house one time, and we watched YouTube at his house. We didn't have YouTube either at my house, so we watched YouTube, and we were watching this guy Eric Mulgrain. It's like this Montreal guitar player. He plays his guitar like a piano, and it's just. I remember watching that, and then I got home, and I was just like, I'm gonna learn how to do that, and so that's what I did. I started learning this tap percussion technique, and here we go. So this is what was born out of that. It's a song called Dreamcatcher.
So all I have is a song sung, 'cause I wasn't born no doctor's son. Yes, I was born to the Ozzy's own, which means that I know it can be undone, but I'd not say with any more regrets, because I have none. In my mind, don't know why one way in my home. Yes, I'm a loving son. Yes, I'm a loving son. Man from the north, born on the run, and I know who I am, and I know what I want, and I know what I should do. So I'm gonna do it, so say yeah. Cause streams echo and we grow old. Yeah, hey. Hey, na, na, hey, hey. Ooh, now with the big dreams that you find so small. Now with the big dreams that you find so small. Living on the edge, but someday you'll fall. Living on the edge, but someday you'll fall. If you fall, you can never go back. If you fall, you can never go back. If you fall, you can never go back. If you fall, you can never.
Thank you. The opposite of the beard problems. The hair in the mouth playing problems. So yeah, I was thinking of what songs I could play because I only brought one guitar and I only know so many songs in this tuning. So I've been going back into some of the older songs that I wrote before I moved to Toronto, and so this is a song I wrote. This is the very last song I wrote before I left Thunder Bay to come up to Toronto. I was, I used to work up north, and I think one job in particular, I was about 300 kilometers north of Ear Falls, which from here is very far. And so I remember I was snowshoeing across this river, and I'd broken through the ice, but I'd managed to stick my axe into the ice before being completely sucked under. And I remember I was trying to get to the other side. It was like this 20-meter river, and every time I'd pull, the ice would break, and I could feel the water kind of pulling at my snowshoes and my snow pants getting filled with water. And if I got sucked under, then that would be it. I wouldn't be able to swim with the snowshoes. I wouldn't be able to break through the ice. And so this hacking and this crawling across this ice was just like the longest moment for me at the time. And I remember just in my mind, just like they say, your life flashes before your eyes. But I think for me, it was kind of like I hadn't even really lived my life yet. So, I remember thinking I was kind of like talking to someone, talking to a higher power, talking to creator, talking to whatever you want to call it. And I was just like, if you let me kind of make it out of here, I will do the things that I want to do with my life. And I made it to the other side. I started a fire, and then I snowshoed back to camp, 13 kilometers, and thought about that. And I remember I got home after the job, and then 3 months later, I booked my ticket to Toronto to go play music. So that's what this song is about, was that experience. It's a song I wrote called Near to Death.
Funny how we spend our time. It's worth his weight in gold. Tell me, does he nourish your soul? Does he keep you warm at night? Tell me when we're old and spent, till all this time is over. Will some of it be regret? Will we try to buy it back? Will the river try to swallow me whole, pull me down into the deep dark cold? Oh, the river tried to swallow me whole, pull me down into the deep unknown. I called out to a foreigner's God, just one prayer before I was gone. If you let me get out of this place, see my loved ones once again. If you let me get out of this place, see the world, I'll be a better man. If you let me get out of this place, I'd fall in love with it all again. I called out to a foreigner's door, just one favor for what was a surely love. I call out to anyone listening, just these words before what was surely going. If you let me get out of this place, see my loved ones once again. If you let me get out of this space, see the world and be a better man. If you let me get out of this place, I'd fall in love with it all again. Oh.
So that's what I was talking about, going downhill from there. Song about dreams, and now here's a song about death. So I left Thunder Bay to come to Toronto, play music. Then I became a journalist. And so this next song is actually about that job as well. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, we all started working from home, and I remember, I help on the national news team, and this one video came through the office back in May of last year. And I remember watched the video. I put the video on, and I think everyone's seen the video. It was an officer with his knee on a man's neck, and I watched that whole video the whole way through. And I know Danny, we worked together at that place, and we as journalists we see those videos all the time, and it's just. But this one, it hit different. It hit like I was at home by myself, and I think for me, music has always been kind of a processing tool, which is maybe why I don't have a lot of happy songs. I'm just when I'm happy, I'm happy, and when I'm not, I'll write a song about it. And so I need to just get up and leave the desk, and so I did that, and I just picked up my guitar and. This kind of just fell out of me, and I don't know. I think for me, music has been medicine, and so this was just kind of like a little medicine song I wrote for myself about that, and it's a song I wrote just how I felt in the moment, I suppose, and it's a song called Deja Vu.
Slow, slow, feet on the ground, soul overhead. Slow down and let your heart be still. Slow, slow. Your mind is away, but your body's asleep. Slow, quiet. Let your heart beat still. Before I for myself, these strings come from somewhere else. It feels like a pale sky. Both eyes forward, I tell myself, look toward nothing less. Feel compelled. These days it seem like a deja vu, same story, same news. Oh, and these days it seem like a deja vu. Heartbeat goes with every step, heartbeat goes with every breath. Don't get back, don't get back. These days it seem like a deja vu, same story, same news. Oh, and these days it seem like a deja vu. These days it seem like a deja vu, same story. Oh no, the news. These days it seem like a deja vu. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 oh. Ooh, 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 These days it seem like a deja vu, same story, same news. All of these days it seem like a deja vu. These days it seem like a deja vu, same story. Another news. These days it seem like a deja vu, stuck in the past, stuck in the past. All of these days it seem like a deja vu, same story. Somebody knew. These days it seem like a deja vu.
How's everybody doing out there? Hey, Stephanie. Oh, a cheers for Josh and Terry and the Canopy Theater for putting together such a amazing space for live music to kind of get some roots again. So this song Yeah, I think it's somewhat timely. I wrote this song during the last election. I felt like, you know, a lot of the time, you know, Indigenous people get kind of put as a kind of this marketing campaign for a lot of the politicians. They kind of get put to the front of the line when they're in front of the camera, and then once they get in, we're kind of just put to the back again. And so this is a song I wrote about that, and I feel like we're gonna have another election called probably tomorrow night. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, this song I wrote called "On and On," which sometimes feels like politics.
They don't need your head now. See, your body's tired, eyes as I sleep now. You tried it once and tried it twice, don't work out. Something's got to give now. See, there, there ain't no reason for this. There's no reason for this. God is fighting for the scripts now. Clawing, climbing, even begging, please now. Trying to get your way up to the table. Just one dish, one spoon, no anything will do now. There ain't no reason for this. There ain't no reason for this. They're singing way, away, 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 away,
This next song, also an older tune. I think when I was 15, I moved out. Actually out, not into the backyard. And I moved in with this house full of creatives and kind of like these musicians and these artists, and like, we'd just be doing something real cool all the time. We'd be making music, or we'd be, making some sort of really neat project or whatever. But then I think, started just having too much fun, and it got to a point where we weren't actually making any art anymore. We were just partying all the time. We were celebrating something, we hadn't created. And at one point, I remember, walking up, or I got home. At that point, I think I was like a night shelf stalker at, I think, a big box store. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want to advertise them, but I was there stocking shelves, and I remember getting home, and there was a party, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll party with you guys, and then went to sleep because I was like, oh, I have to go back to this job, and I woke up, and there was still some people still going. I remember having my morning coffee, and I went into the front room, and there was just a scene in there, which I was just kind of like, I kind of need to walk away from this space because it's, I saw myself in this person. I was like, that could easily be me. I could just party and never stop, and 10 years will go by and whatever. So this is a song I wrote after I left that place, and I have plenty of fond memories from that place, but eventually the party needs to stop and you have to get back to work. So it's a song I wrote about that experience. It's called Into the Fire.
Put it in the fire, 'cause nothing lasts forever. Oh, you put your life in logic, all the things you cannot measure. So put it in the fire, or you gonna get burned. See the things that you admire, call the lessons learned. Or do you believe in fate, just to leave it to the stars? Or do you make your choices, then approve it with the scars? So put it in the fire. If you change your mind, then put it in the water, and you will see in time. Whoa, whoa, oh, look on, get gone. And I know, oh, those that stay get lost. Oh, 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 the things you hold so close. Yes, I know. Oh, eventually go, eventually go, eventually go, eventually go, more, eventually go, eventually go, eventually go. See, I'm not a realist, but I know that that's not real. See, I'm not a dreamer. Oh, I go with what I feel. Or do you believe in fate? Just to leave it to the stars. Or do you make your choices? Then prove it with the scars. Oh, no. Gone, get gone. And I know you. Those that stay get lost. Oh, the things you hold so close. Yes, I know. Oh, eventually go, eventually go, eventually go, eventually go, more, eventually go, eventually go, eventually go. Gone, get gone.
Thirsty, apparently. Yeah. I'll play a song I wrote called Prospector. Some of you guys know this song. It's a love song, but I won't get into that. I'll talk about more about how I learned how to play guitar like that. It was a lot of time in that camper in my mom's backyard. And I remember my first audience that I had this cat. And we lived in the country, and I think our nearest neighbor was kilometers away. And so my cat had gone into the forest and had came back, and then I don't know how long the cat cycle is, but months later, had kittens. And so it was me, my cat, and these 8 kittens living in this camper, and I was playing them songs. And I was the original Bubbles. I would just play songs to these cats. And now I get to play to you guys. And that's cool. That has nothing to do with this song, but now we're gonna play it.
Just and I'm in for just for you. But I've been going so long that when I go home, oh, I found you another. Which I never understood. I live my life by rules which I never understood. Just and I'm in for just for your chores, just for you. But I've been going so long that when I go home, oh, I found you another. precious memories, moving pictures of the pain, of the pain. And it's all I see when I go to sleep. And it plays on repeat. And I wake up, and I wake up too fast. And it's times like these that you forget to count your blessings. Oh, your blessings, 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 oh, your blessings.
Thank you. All right, new song for you guys. Oh, that reminds me of, like in the 80s, some sort of new machine that just came out. Beep, pop, boop. And I should not talk or think out loud. There's a lesson there. Yeah, this song I wrote over the pandemic there. I think for me, at the start, before it came to Canada, I remember I had my birthday in January and we had this show, and I remember being like, "This is our year. This is the year we go and we would do the music thing." And I talked like that for some reason. And it's probably why. Anyways, so the pandemic hit, and we hit a wall, and then so I had a lot of time to kind of think about music and why I do music and why I make music. And I think in my mind I thought I had this idea of what making it as a musician meant, and I think over the last year and a half I kind of put that to bed, and I was kind of just like, I'm gonna make music. I'm gonna make music again because I love doing it. But I'm just gonna actually make songs that actually mean something to me again, and not try to write a song that that's fire, or a song that slaps. So I just started doing that, and I guess ironically this song slaps. But this is a song I wrote about that. It's called Ego Death.
Have you come to take me home? Stories buried long ago. Have you come to take me home? The selfish thoughts that kept me from. To me, have I lost my chance? Stories in these hands. Have you come to take me home? The selfish love that kept me from. experience. Saying I've been here for too long, but I only got myself to blame. Only I 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 got myself to blame. Oh no 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 no. 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 I used to say I don't believe in anything that leads to grieving, but the only thing that's worth achieving doesn't start with me. Only I got myself to blame. 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 Oh no 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 no. 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 I only got myself to blame. Only got myself to blame.
Thank you. Maybe I'll follow it up with one of those pop songs I tried to write. We'll do that. Here we go. It's a song called Medusa.
Couldn't look me in the eye. You said my heart is done is on. When we met, no, it exploded. But when we left, no, it imploded. Said maybe not taken to storm, or just a victim of the mold, or we're just reaping what we sow. Just another thing we'll never know. See, the things we'll never know are the things that hurt the most. Oh, the things we'll never know are the things that hurt the most. Fighting for that feeling until we started stealing. See, the more we took, the more we lost. Till we started turning. Till we started turning. Till we started turning. Till we started turning. Until we started turning. Until we started turning. Until we started turning. Till we started turning. Oh, you were my Medusa, let me seduce it. Until we started turning. See, you you were my Medusa. Let me seduce you until we start they turning. So you were my Medusa. Let me seduce you till we start they turning. So you were my Medusa. Let me seduce you until we start they turning. 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 Oh, so I will hold you close within return test. Oh, I would hold you close, but then we turn test on. Till we start the turning, until 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 we start the turning. Until we start the turning, until we start the turning. So I would hold you close, then we turn test on. So I would hold you close, then we turn test on.
Thank you. And that was the pop song I wrote. It's completely about nothing. But it's fun to play. Well, it's a love song. It's easy to write a love song. If you're a musician and you haven't wrote a love song, are you a musician? Anyways. All right. Now here's an actual love song that I wrote with meaning. I wrote this during the pandemic as well. I felt like, you know, I went through that a spell, if you will, after we'd hit that brick wall, and you know, it was like, you know, the music just kind of stopped for us, and you know, I went through somewhat of a rough patch there, but then I just had you know, amazing people and an amazing girlfriend with me, So this is a song I wrote about that, and it's called Howling.
Used to hunger like the wolf, eyes on the prize, you know they kind of look. I got my thrills from the hunt, But am I falling behind? Oh, honey, tell me, do you still see in my eyes? In the quiet, in the cold, in the dark of night. Honey, tell me, do you still see in me? Even when I don't, even when I howl at the moon, even when I howl at the moon. I've been working like a dog, begging and chasing my tail, trying to get a bone. I've been working like a dog, pouring and clawing, it feels like I'm digging a hole. Honey, tell me, do you still believe in this? Even when it seems impossible. Honey, tell me, do you still believe in me? Even when I don't, even when I howl at the moon, even when I howl at the moon. Maybe I'm just running from the truth, too blinded to see that I never catch the moon, too blinded to see that look in you. Until then I'm howling at the moon. Until then I'm howling at the moon. Until then I'm howling at the moon.
Thank you. Love you guys too. I wish I had jokes as well, but I don't. And then I just leave the stage. That's the. All right, I think. So my grandfather grew up in a residential school. And that's where he met my grandmother, actually. He met her on the plane to the school. And so, after 11 years of being at the school, he had the choice between going back to a family who he didn't know anymore, or, going back to marrying a woman he had never met before. And his choice was that, or running away with my grandmother. So one night they were hanging out, and both their parents didn't want them to be together, and so my grandfather asked her, what are we gonna do? And she said, well, you're gonna have to get me pregnant. And so, and now I'm here to play music for you guys. So this is a song about that. It's called River. It's called River, and yeah. I guess it's written from my grandmother's perspective, perhaps.
Take what you need, leave what you can. What she told me, it shook my head. We'll brave the river, wait out the storm. Just hold on, I'll keep you warm. Whoa, the river. Whoa, the river. Whoa, the river. Whoa, yeah. River. We'll meet by the reed in the chef we just hold on, it'll be great. We won't get what we get, so learn to forget. Just look to me and learn to live. Whoa, the river. Whoa, the river. Whoa, the river.
Thank you. I'm gonna play a song called The Dawn. This is a song that's just about not forgetting the little things, like a drink when you need one. Cheers, everybody.
Where's those little things?
Said, oh, what kind of man would I be? Violin breaks is what I feel. It's so good to dream, so very good to believe. But now I'm losing hope, losing hope. And it's the simplest things, oh, they so easily escape. Oh, it's the simplest things, oh, they so easily escape. You see the grass is always greener on the other side. When the tide is always stronger when you're tired. See, it's so good to dream, so very good to believe. But I'm losing hope, losing hope. Oh, then it's the simplest things, oh, they so easily escape. Oh, it's the simplest things, oh, they so easily escape. Oh, the simplest things, oh, they so easily escape. Oh, it's the simplest things, oh, they so easily escape. Oh, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning of the oh, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning of the oh, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning of the oh, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning, like the dawning of the day.
Thank you. think I had a final song on my list, anyways. So this song is a newer song as well. I at the beginning of the pandemic, or before, I suppose, in March 15th, I think it was like a week before it got to Canada. I had moved my grandfather into a long-term care home, and then spent the week with him, and caught the flight back. And I remember I went back to work, and it seemed like, you know, as soon as I got back, the pandemic hit Canada, and I remember it seemed like every other day I was working on a story that was, you know, an outbreak at a different long-term care home. So I started calling my grandfather every day, every other day, and then, you know, worried that there would be an outbreak at his place. And through this process, I realized his memories, he was starting to, some of the details and the stories he'd used to tell me were just disappearing. So I'd asked him, you know, if it'd be all right if I started recording our conversations, just so there's some recorded version of our history, even if it wasn't all there anymore. And so, you know, we started talking about a lot of things we never talked about before, like, you know, his time at residential school and his experience there, and, you know, things I was really, I guess, afraid to talk about with him, because he's always been kind of like a rock in my family. So kind of thinking of him in a different light was kind of, it was hard for me. But I think at the end of it, well, not at the end of it, but 4 months into it, I started, you know, I was listening to some of these interviews, I guess, I was doing with my grandfather, and you know, there was one part where I was asking him, we were talking about his dad, C.C. Bono, and we were talking, and I asked him, like, oh, what does that name mean? What does C.C. Bono mean? And he didn't know what his father's name meant, and for me that, you know, really struck me. And I think I was actually playing guitar while I was listening to these interviews, and I kind of had written this song, and at that point, it kind of was like this is how I write our stories, through music, you know, like these two different parts of my lives that were always kind of parallel, journalism and music, kind of combined, and so I wrote this song kind of recently, but more or less just trying to remember what that feeling was like of you know, that history, and kind of realizing that this is how I could keep it for us. So this is a song I wrote about that. It's called "We Were Here."
So that we can reconcile it, just put it in the past. So that we can reconcile it, put it behind doors.
That's right.
It's in our blood. So that we can reconcile this, put it behind doors. It's in our blood, in these faded memories. It's in our blood, it's in our blood, in these fleeting stories. It's in our blood, in blood, these disappearing words. It's in our blood, even when they start losing meaning. But does it feel like we're on the edge, holding on so we don't forget? Why does it feel like the story is before it begins? I guess we come, we go, just like the days. There's light and dark and light again. I guess I know, just like the snow, we fall, we melt, we fade away. A month, a day, a week, a year, just like to say that we were here. We were here before we walked in the shadow, before we were here. Before we walked in the shadow of I am here. I walk in the shadow of we're still here. But we walk in the shadow of But does it feel like we're on the edge, holding on so we don't forget? Why does it feel like we're on the edge, holding down this certain days? Why does it feel like the story is before it gets? So we were here in these faded memories, oh we were here in these fleeting stories, oh we were here in these disappearing words, oh we were here. It's in our blood, it's in our blood. Guess we come, we go, just like the days. There's life and death and life again. Guess I'm afraid, just like the rain, it'll wash away eventually. A month, a day, a week, a year, just like to say that we were here.
Thank you very much. All right. Oh yeah, I was supposed to walk off stage, and then that was supposed to happen. That's the yeah. Just go back there. The guitar's still on either side. They've got to call for an encore at some point. So I guess this last song. So I was working on a documentary for missing and murdered Indigenous women, but not. I was telling the stories of the children of missing and murdered Indigenous women. I feel like that's often overlooked. They often it's the story doesn't continue. People don't recognize that there's a lot of collateral damage there, and there's a lot of people left behind, and a lot of kids who just don't get any closure, and they don't know what happened. And so I was working on this. And while I was working on this documentary, my mother was actually found by police on the side of a highway, and she was alive, but she'd been attacked, and they had to chase her through the forest because she didn't know if it was the person who had attacked her, and so she didn't tell me about this until after I was done this documentary, because she didn't want to take my mind away from it. So when she told me what that happened, there was obviously, it was interesting, not interesting, but it was different being a part of the documentary I was filming, essentially. Like, I was telling these stories, and then I was almost on the other side of the camera, And so I wrote this song afterwards, kind of for my mother. Just her personal strength and not telling me and holding, because she's a strong woman. And so this is a song I wrote for her about that. It's called Sinew.
Weight of the world is resting on your shoulders. But you've been made strong by these years have been so cold to you. By those lungs they still beating, and not all they still beating. And you're yelling at the sky, but someone cut the phone line. And your hands are folded over the journey holding. By those lungs they still beating, and that all they still beating. And you just gotta stay, stay. You just gotta stay. Stay. You just gotta stay, stay. Oh, you just gotta stay, stay. You've been working for someone else's smile. You've been walking on all these hard stairs. Oh, my. By those lungs they still beating, and not all they still beating. And you just gotta stay, stay. Just gotta stay, stay. Oh, you just gotta stay, stay. Oh, you just gotta stay, stay. Oh, 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 you just gotta stay. Oh, you just gotta stay. Those lungs they still beating, and that all they still beating.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight.
Aysanabee, keep it going, show them the love. Thank you for coming to Canopy Music Theater.
Thank you very much. That's Terry Jenkins on the sound, the video. Josh Peach, the host, with this amazing venue. And that's it. Oh, for that. Yes, of course.
Walking in while I'm lacing my shoes, but we don't have to live this daily blues. This daily blues. Fools in love don't stop to think. Too much to do with so much love to make. But you get good with the smile you fake. Fools in love don't stop to think. It's not long ago you let your love flow over to me. But when the devil on your shoulder started to show, I had to go home. Take a breath, and anything I might have left, I never meant to give your heart a rest. Your heart a rest. It's not long ago you let your love flow over to me. But when the devil on your shoulder started to show, I had to go home. Fools in love don't stop to think. Yeah. It's not long ago you let your love flow over to me. But like a stone, I gotta stand and whoa.